welcome at our 53rd Krakow Film Festival.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Your film Things I Heard on Wednesdays is in our short film competition. Now, it's 100 years of Egyptian history put in a 9-minute film, and from what I read, you made it in 3 or 4 days. Can you tell me a bit more about how the film came into being?
Well, it's kind of a bit of a sad story. Initially, my grandfather died at 89, and a month later, I just wanted to wanted to chronicle our family history. And we had for many years met on a Wednesday, every week on a Wednesday. And there were all these little anecdotes and all these little funny stories that came around. And I just wanted to kind of honor the family and just not forget all these stories. So I started to collect pictures and I started to do my voiceover over it. And at some point I noticed that there were some political stories in it. And then one story after the other, and it just came about that there is a lot of politics in those stories. And it turned out that this film is actually a very political film in a way, that combined, the history of a nation seen through the eyes of a very middle-class family, which happens to be my family.
But you also live in New York at the moment, but from what I read, you're planning to get back to Egypt and make films?
Yes.
Are they going to be political as well?
Yes, I've been living in New York for the past 3 years, and I'm trying currently to start to shoot a film in Egypt, and I kind of wanted to do something. I mean, I want to work in Egypt. I'm an Egyptian filmmaker, but I also want to be somewhere in between, the Eastern and the Western cultures. I want to create a bond that has not yet been established. Right now, Middle Eastern films, they are very much independent. They are very much playing in more underground places, and I really want to make it more accessible to Western audiences, and I wanted to make it more, interesting for Western audiences to see what the Middle East is like.
Did it have any impact on you making this film?
I mean, as I said, originally it was a project of grief, trying to deal with the grief of the death of my grandfather and the end of Wednesdays for us, the end of the Wednesday meetings. But it turned into something, into something a little bigger because, with all the political stuff that was going on, it turned into something that was more, again, the mixture of politics and personal stuff. So it was like something in between my family and, the politics of a whole nation within the 20th century.
What are your plans for the future now?
Currently, I just finished my work in New York, and I am planning right now to shoot a feature next year in Egypt, hopefully. I've been doing a lot of short documentaries, mostly dealing with human rights and dealing with issues of politics and human rights, which is my background. And I wanted to do something that is a fiction feature, that revisits those things, that also has something to do with politics, and also has something to do with the society itself, and the society, the Egyptian society. There's a lot of poverty, a lot of misery going on. There's a lot of things that happen that people have a lot of hopes about what happens in the future, and these hopes are not answered. So I'm trying to do something about that next year, hopefully.
Well, brilliant. Well, good luck with that, and good luck with your film.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Okay.